Well, nothing too difficult today. That's my still life. I haven't done a still life. I've only ever done two in my painting life. There's the model. We went to Art in Action fair yesterday near Oxford and had a wonderful 5 hours walking around all the different Tanting glass grains, or two wonderful glass grain or demonstrations by absolute experts at the craft. Painters, a whole very, very large marquee with a number of working painters. One was the great David Curtis, who I managed to say hello to. He just paints what's in front of him and gets on with it. He's a wonderful modern day impressionist. And I first came to hear of him through Von Ranson, one of his books, and I've got a David Curtis book called Painting in the Light, or Painting the Light. Something like that, but a marvellous, fantastic artist. Also, someone I don't know very well. I used to be we used to be in the same art group, Carl Shorten and Wallington art group, but she's making a fine name for herself, Sarah Holiday. That's Hollliday. That's two L's. Have a look at her on Google. She paints watercolours and mixed media, mostly water-based stuff. She does the most incredible still lifes and captures all sorts of moods. A really, really brilliant artist. Nice to see her. I was with one of her good friends because they paint together and belong to a particular art group, the Sutton Watercolourists. That's Fred Gillespie. But a very expensive day. Apart from getting in and getting there in the coach, we went with three art groups. I bought quite a bit of material. I couldn't resist. It was like Christmas, like 5 Christmases all in one. First thing I bought was this lovely little box easel. It goes in my rucksack. I've made sure of that, and I've just cut a couple of bits of the Fabriano paper in half and a little bit of something I can clip it to, so I can put that on my back. And I brought some brushes. Now, I've always wanted a Kolinsky sable, a large Kolinsky sable, so I bought several. Look, I got this one. This is a number 14. A 14. It's artist value, top quality Kolinsky sable. Number 14. That's a big brush, big watercolour brush. That was £25. That's all, £25 for a brush like that. I've always wanted one. And I bought a couple of these number 8s for £4 each. £4. Absolutely brilliant. And I bought a hake, a Ron Ranson hake, £4. Brilliant. Marvellous. This box was only £20. And that's a lot of box for the money. I bought a number of artists, tubes of artists, well not artists, but chromacryl. It's chroma colour. My Slaywet palettes from chroma colour. Acrylic, Reeves acrylic. They're not great big tubes, but they were £2 each, or 3 for £6, or 3 for £5. I can't remember. And these were £2.50 each. Really, really good value. So I stocked up on that and spent about 75 quid on materials. I hope I use this box, otherwise it's a waste of time. I've made boxes in the past, but they're rather heavy and not very user friendly. But this, I think, can cover all my stuff. I can do watercolours or acrylics with that, and I hope to use it when the weather's better. I can put it on my back, on my bike, and off I go to the River Wandle or places like that. Right, okay, so I've primed a bit of Fabriano. With any watercolour paper, I've added a lot of plaster of Paris. Now, plaster of Paris is a very inexpensive modelling plaster that you used as a child in those rubber moulds. Remember, it's just a fine plaster, very fine plaster. I mixed it with PVA glue, diluted so that it would flow, and I've spread it across the sheet. But it's got a bit clumpy, but It doesn't matter, this is just a demonstration, and it's for my benefit as well as anybody else's. As I say, I haven't done one of these for years. Years and years. It's not my thing. As you know, I do landscapes, but it's good to have a change or have a go at something. So I just pinched this apple and this little candlestick, China candlestick candle holder off of one of our shelves. Well, the apple was involved. At this Art in Action, there were some wonderful displays of pottery, bronze making, or making the models for bronze sculpture by some really top liners, some really top artists. Absolutely fantastic. And in the end, we thought, well, we didn't have enough time. We could have gone round again and again and again. So I've done my drawing, such as it is. That is not quite right. That needs to come down there a bit more to get that circle. But we'll work that out in the paint. My approach to this will be painting the background around this to start with. And these are the shadows. The light is coming from the Velux window up here somewhere. I've primed the other side of the paper with ordinary PVA glue diluted just to seal it, to make it waterproof. So I'm quite inspired, but it's quite a challenge for me. So the first thing I'm going to do is to get my Stay Wet palette with all the colours. We've got lemon yellow, raw yellow ochre, white, vermilion, alizarin, light red, ultramarine, burnt sienna, black, and the green, the viridian. I'm not going to use all of them. That's my landscape palette. But I did buy what did I buy? No, I couldn't get a viridian. So I bought this chroma acrylic, burnt sienna. If it's anything like the label, it'll be much darker than the burnt sienna I'm using. And it is, look at that. That's a couple of tones darker than the one I have been using. This will mix lovely with the ultramarine. Right, so a fairly grey background. Oh, one other thing, I checked the drawing with this. This is something that Fred Gillespie, who I've mentioned many times, was with yesterday. He designed this and made them, because he's a great craftsman with his hands. What else would you be a craftsman with? Look, it's magnetic, so you can hold that up to your roof lines and adjust that and see the angle of for your perspectives and things like that. Also, you can hold it up and get your horizontals. So I held that up to the model just to see what was what frame. There's a bit too much space around this, but hey, for really what is a first go, we'll get stuck in. So, got just a brush. I'm going just an ordinary Chinese brush. We'll mix up a background colour. I'll use some. I'll mix it with some PVA glue diluted. So a bit of red and a bit of blue. Just go around. Whatever I put on, I'm going to change. Just get the rough shape of it. Put a bit of red in there. More red. Might be easier with water because it'll dry very, very quickly, and that's the thing with acrylic. So let's just come over to the red with the water. Just get some paint on. You can have some lemon yellow in there. It's just the first stage. At the moment I haven't turned the camera on. It'll be darker that side. We've got shadow coming, cast shadow from there, and quite a bit of dark shadow coming from there. Now let's add some more colour. ochre. The odd portrait I've done, and I haven't done many, I saw Sherry Valentine Danes demonstrating, painting her art club chairman. Now Sherry is one of the most successful women artists in Britain. But she is a representational painter, she's not abstract, she's not, doesn't do the stuff that Bridget Riley does, or Emin and those sort of people. She does her own thing. And she painted around the head of, she was only doing a head for a demonstration, her chairman she brought along in the group. And I took the children, well, the kids are grown up now, but when they weren't, I took them just to see, and by half time they were bored, they couldn't see what was going on, didn't understand it. But once we'd had a cup of tea, and Sherry got back to painting the head, it all came out, of the murk. See, she was painting the negative shape, which is the other side. And yesterday they were, the children were having a wonderful time, there was so much for them to do. You can hear the roughness on this paper, can't you? Okay, that'll do. Let's just work in some more colour in there. Where's my cloth? I'm sure I won't be able to do this in one demo, one video. I'll have to do this in two. But a great experience. So you can check that online too. Art in Action, or Artists in Action, because artists were in action yesterday. Well, I'm going to try and keep the light on one side to accentuate the dark on the other side. So let's go over that now. That's right. But I'll start to model the. There's a sort of a terracotta colour to this. And there's a rim of it around here. To show these, you can really show them in terms of the light, catching the shiny bits. And we've got some nice, some cobalt. Well, I haven't got cobalt, so we just have a bit of cobalt, a bit of ultramarine. That's gone a bit dirty, but it doesn't matter. And we've got the depth of this in there. That's the whole of it, but the whole, I mean the actual HOLE. Right, well, we're putting that first yellow there, around there. Right, that's the only bit of terracotta showing. That's the inside of the candlestick. Well, just to remind me that we've got some highlights, so we're putting just a little bit. There, bit here. That's very rough at the moment, and but painting what you see rather than what you think you see. Don't guess these things. There's a white design on these. Just paint what you see. If you see light, a piece of light, don't try and justify it, just put it in. Because it's the light that defines the form of things. Okay, so we'll come around here, put that in. Now that might be just a little bit too round, so we'll just get our shape down here a bit better. Okay. I'll have to use some finer brushes to do the fine work, but this is my version of cobalt blue. But everything on this has got to be soft. And that comes out there, goes there. It's all because I saw Sarah doing this yesterday. I thought I've got to do something different, or try and do something different. And what I'll probably do, when I get fed up with doing this and the video's getting a bit long, I'll have a break and I'll carry on behind your back just to advance it so that I can finish it in two goes. That comes down there more. Right, that's more of an ellipse than I'm showing, so we'll just sort of. Okay, apple. Now the apple has got quite a bit of yellow and quite a bit of red, a bit of ochre. So let's just put that in, and slightly more red in the back here, and it comes out there a little bit. I'm going to put the yellow where it's light. And the blush of white, we'll catch in the light, we'll bring it in there. Just a little bit feathered. And then we've got a darker green. Bit of red, bit of viridian, bit of yellow, and a bit of blue, because that is in there where the stalk is. And I've got that red, that light reddy colour underneath here. So that's the apple being formed. Right, I need to do some more work on the background now. So let's lighten it up a little bit with some ochre and some red, some white. We need a sort of a mid-tone around all this. Now that's the shape of it. Just go over the edges. We can refine it later, but look, just paint the sky into the sea into the sky. Keep it all nice and light. Just keep that there. See, it's so dry, you can't do this with oil so easily. They're both lovely. I mean, I don't use oil, as you know, because it doesn't really agree with my chest these days. Although I sit on a barbecue most nights if I can get out in the garden because it's nice. We came home from Martinax and we were coming down the M40 back to the M25. And I'm sorry for those of you in other countries, but if you've been to the UK, you'll know how crowded we are on our roads. But there was an accident with a horse box. I don't know if it crossed the central reservation of the motorway, but both lanes were shut. Both directions were shut. All the lanes were shut. And our driver, being the great driver that he is, and a total professional, took us through High Wycombe, out of Amersham, on the old roads, and we were about 45 minutes, half an hour late, I suppose, overall, which was very, very good. And it was such a lovely warm day yesterday that I said to my wife, what can I barbecue? Because I love cooking outside when it's like this. in the summer, in the spring, even in the rain under a big umbrella. I'll do it. That's not too symmetrical, is it, really? But if I just put in this pretty bit of that blue, let's just come around there a little bit more. Well, that's not too bad. I'll use smaller brushes to do that up there. But I want to bring these colours back and create some sort of luminous background glaze. I haven't given this a lot of thought. I only decided to do this about half an hour ago. I sorted out a landscape of Chidham in Cheshire Harbour area with a barn. Somebody asked me if I'd put some buildings in. So that's what I was going to do, but then, no, that's taking the easy way out, isn't it? Building this up here. So it's always lost and found, losing and finding, blurring, creating something ethereal. It's the best way I can describe it, having watched Sarah's work yesterday. Okay, right. I think the apple's coming on quite well. It's the rest of it is a bit of a problem. I'm still working on a decent background because that wouldn't be shadow, so we need to obliterate some of that now. Now we've defined the shape of it. Red, good background. But also a bit of a foil will be some green in there because green will enhance the red of the apple, and violet will enhance the yellow. Okay, so let's put a bit of violet there then. Okay, coming on. Right, let's get that cobalty look. So there's just a bit of white to it really. That comes out to there. I think that needs to come over a bit more, doesn't it? Okay, but that's dark there, that side. Where that comes down to meet the base. Although I've got to put my patterns on, but that won't be till I've got the form of this. And then that'll come down here. A bit more dark. I'm mixing my dark is ultramarine and the light red, or the vermilion. And it sort of goes into nothing there. Never answer the phone when I'm doing this. My wife's just gone out. Visit a friend. Not in. Bit of shadow in there. All very, very lost and found, all very soft. Now, the great still life, with the glass and flowers, is Maria Kellner. Look up at Maria, she does it all in watercolour. It's quite incredible what she accomplishes. Almost there. Trouble is, if it's a little bit out, it might as well be a lot out. Right, let's carry on with blending this background now. So that, I like that green, so let's use a bit of green and alizarin. A bit of white. Might be too much. Red in there, catching some light from somewhere. I could pretend they're on a table. They're on my old laptop at the moment. Right, let's come back into the other side now and get that in. See, even with those little bits of light in the hollows of my primed paper, they look highlighted, don't they? What are we doing on there? Oh, interesting. But I think when I'm only speaking for what I'm doing. I can't speak for you. You need a lot of graduation in the paint, I think. So, see, there's a bit too much around that. Just too overdone, but that was the underpaint. But because we're painting very thin, not painting in plastic yet, it's having a job to cover what's underneath. So let's get this light up here now. I'm using the vermilion and some white with some ochre in. Seems to be a good colour at the moment. Just lose that bit. My sister's got the only two I ever did. And one started out with, I think, a mug with a Delft pattern on, with 12 grapes, but I got so bored with doing the grapes that I ate 7 of them, so I only ended up having to do 5. Very true. Let's just get that light down there. Just lose that bit. I like that gesso on there. I call it gesso, it's not proper gesso, it's only bodging gesso. I like this vermilion white. Here we can have some of that shining in the colour of the blue glaze. Oh, some of the pottery we saw yesterday. And another very interesting thing, in the woodworking marquee, was, I don't know his name, but he had made this beautiful, I don't know what it is, it's a one-mast sailing boat with oars, made from wood, old style, a thick a burnt sienna coloured canvas, like a boat for Norfolk Broads. I don't know. I'm not nautical or botanical, but it was incredible. He built this in 2012, and I said to him, because he lives now in Dorset, he's got a workshop there. Have you come across the workshop? And I think there's an old lifeboat station at Lyme Regis. And he said, no, he did his apprenticeship there. So, well, interesting. It was set up to give promising young carpenters starting off a good apprenticeship, and my word, is he making good. It was a joy to see. I didn't see one nail, it was all with dowels. Oh, beautiful, beautiful thing. Worth thousands. Right, okay, all we've got to do is to bring that to life, haven't we? Just to put in some. So let's use a flat brush. So we'll put in the red. The red here, a bit more red than that. A little bit darker, a bit of red under there, so just a touch of blue in there. With that mix. Then the lemon yellow. I bought some cadmium. Oh, I bought this medium yellow and a lemon yellow, because my lemon yellow is getting a bit sparse. It's getting a bit thin. The red isn't solid red, it's like the strokes of orangey red. That a bit more cleaner than that. Red. Soften it. I'll just scrape that the way the actual upper is going. I'm not going to do every bit of it. And then nice yellow on the top here. Nice light, really light. Nice bit of light in here. Oh, the light's changed. And there's a bit of light coming at the bottom here, inside that bit of the apple. Keep your colours a bit pure for this. Wow, let's get those. here. Try and keep it subtle. Just trying to paint what I see. Right, that do the finger. Now we want the darker inside, so that's a sort of a bluey green. That's having the finger. The nice light yellow is coming down there. I need to push that the middle of that down a bit there. Right, let's get to it down there a little bit. Just catching a bit of the light there. Right, it was better before I mucked about there, didn't it? Right, let's put the persevere. Still got some yellowy that's coming across here. Right, let's get the stalk in. Now the stalk is dark, so I'll mix a bit of sienna with that coming out. And so that we've got a nice light. Nice light bit. A bit more of a curve in there. Right, I'll let that dry, that's not quite right, but I want that yellow underneath, still catching the light here. Now we've got a bit of light down there. The next stalk. So that stalk's got to go in much further. under here, because that's where catching some light. The alizarin is a great colour mixed with viridian. I can reinstate that. Get that soft. Put some detail back in that later. I'll use a little brush now, just to put the dark bit around. I'll use alizarin with that virgin. This is a nice warm dark, and that can go down there, and that sort of feathers out. I'm not so sure, it might be just a little bit too big there. So let's change that shape slightly. This is coming on quite nicely, but you can see these things take a bit of time. So let's just come around here. Alright, well I can put some finer detail back in that later, when I've worked on that. So I'm hedging my bets while working around doing the candlestick. Mind you, this is harder. Alright, we've still got to lighten up around here and put some bit of detail on it. But what does it look like? No, it's not too bad. Right, so let's go back with us. Small brush here. Let's put some light back in here. So just a little bit there, and there's a bit here, and there's a bit here coming around there. And there's a bit down there, and then we just got that nice terracotta coming around the top. All the way around. I'll put some bit of that darker, I'm missing a bit of black there. In the middle. Okay, now we get the blue. I'll add a bit of white to make it a bit less ultramarine. More or less symmetrical. Right, this is just rough. Let's put some off-white colours around here. There's a bit of a spot in there, and a bit of light reflecting off of somewhere. Then we've got a spot, well, let's put the design there. We've got like a yin sign coming round. It goes goes off the edge there and round. And we've got all sorts of dots and stuff in there. Let's get the shapes a bit better than that, like that blue. Right, put white in there. Quite a good white actually, well it's sort of an off-white, but I'll paint it as a white. That was further round, that one. And we've got a little motif. And there's nothing. And then we've got another one here. One. So it's very rough. Coming down there. We've got I can straighten all this up, the edges afterwards. It's just a case of getting some paint on this. It's just like leaves. Let's just redo that. Right, here's the clever bit now, but it's still not quite right. But let's come round with. We've got a bring that round. That's thicker there as it comes on full face. And then we've got another one. This is the base. So I neglected to put in properly. And there we go. Right. Coming from there. Thicken that up later. I think we've this has come down too far, hasn't it? So we'll paint that out with my background colour and redo that. That was really the extent of it, but it should have come out from further behind. So let's just obliterate it. And that was a bit higher there. So let's that comes down from there. So that would be the base. But that doesn't show because that's behind the shoulder of this bit coming down here. And there's another one coming around here. And it comes down there. And it goes round there. And that one comes up to the, well, it's sort of the base really. We're getting a bit of a mess here, aren't we? Right, blue. Blue is round there, and it comes over that little bit there. And we've got the blue inside that, comes down to there. It just needs to come out a bit there, doesn't it? So that's it. Imagine that carries on behind there as a ellipse. Let's just put it in. I'll complete it out later, but let's just get that elliptical. That's where it would be. I think we're just coming over a bit too far there. Oh, are you still with me? Or have you fallen asleep? Right, that's a bit better, but I think it's more squashed than I've got it. Right, I'm going to call that part one because I need to work on that because it's going to take a bit of time just to get that right. It's probably be a little bit difficult, but then why should it be easy? Right, bye for now.